Good afternoon, all of our partners in Europe. Thank you for being with us, and welcome to National Flooring Equipment's virtual trade show. This is our dedicated session to our lovely partners in Europe. So on the chat, which you'll see on your computer screen, we have Twan Vandenhovel. He's our VP of Europe. We have Nick White, who's Country Manager UK and Ireland, as well as Global Sales Director Highways. And we also have Claude Beeson, our European Business Development Manager. They are available to answer any questions that you might have throughout our sessions today. So once again, thank you so much for being here. My name is Jake Sinna, Vice President of Sales based out of Denver, Colorado. This is Tom Dunn, Director of Sales, and he's going to be taking you through the Viking today. So take it away, Tom. Thank you.
Greetings, and thank you for joining us. Good afternoon. We're very excited about the Viking, and what I'll start doing is I'm going to go over some of the dimensions of it. We'll talk about the safety features, primarily in the cab. The cab's got quite a few of them, and then we're going to do some removal. Today's demo will be on a rubber membrane that would simulate a bridge deck, both here in the United States and anywhere over in Europe. So we'll start out by the dimensions. The width of the Viking is 147 centimeters. The length is 311 centimeters. The height is 230 centimeters. The weight of the Viking is 2,586 kilograms. The fuel tank is 68 liters. The Viking is powered by a Kubota turbo diesel engine, 49.5 horsepower. Let's start with a few of the safety features. Let's talk about the lights. Of course, there's lights on top and in back work lights, so for night work or low light conditions. In addition, on both sides in the front, there is a red light that's on the ground, a safety curtain, if you will. In the back, there's a large blue arrow that is always lit with the unit running. On top of the machine, there's two beacons. One is yellow-orange. That will flash when the key is turned. There's a green light on top that when flashing, the machine is operable. There's a operator in the seat. He's seat belted in, and he's gone through all of the steps to engage the hydraulics. This is fantastic for job site supervision as the person in charge of the job site can look down that bridge, see that green light flashing. He knows that this unit is in the work. Safety first. In addition, on the front of the unit, there's two of these. You probably only see this one. These are emergency shutoffs. In this case, when I was doing a bridge deck this summer with a coworker, when we changed out blades, I could pull up, and Dave was able just to hit that, and there's no way I can drive this forward or anything. The motor will remain running. Once our blades have been changed out and I'm ready to go, we can turn that, re-engage that, and then the operator is back in the work. Additional safety features, we're going to look inside the cab, and I can talk a bit about them. Do you want me to get in? Sure. To start off, the first safety features are handles mounted on the inside of the unit and a step that has corrugated metal for traction. This allows easy in and out of the Viking. Also, for additional ease in getting to my seat, this handle armrest folds up. Do have armrests that come down and allows me to get in. In addition, the seat, spring-loaded, allows comfort for the operator as there's many hours spent in this, and we know that while removing product, the machine jostles. Also on board is my control panel. This gives me all the motor data, fuel percentage left. My key is here, on, off. I do have another emergency switch. In front of me, as you can see, we have a large windshield. Down below where my feet are resting, I have another windshield that gives me straight sight of my cutting head and my debris deflector. This allows me to keep an eye on my work, and when you're going along in our demonstration, there's seams in this concrete. You don't want to hit those straight on, so that allows me to see those. In addition, cell phone, we all have them. Cell phone holder, this is great. We mount this towards our right shoulder and back when I'm operating it, and that rings or goes off. I don't want that distraction, so I'm always looking forward. I can check the phone when I'm shut down. Let's talk about starting the Viking. Well, I'm sorry, I'm gonna go back one. Also inside the cab, the control panel. A few things up here. There's a fan up here to move air. In addition, there's heat and air conditioning along with the defrost. Many regions throughout the world can get cold, they can get very hot. The Viking can solve all of that and keep the operator comfortable. Light switch, and my last step to operating this unit is a hydraulic engagement switch, which I'll turn on just prior to our demonstration. Also, the cab itself is positive pressure. There's a HEPA filter on the outside that the air that's coming into the cab is filtered, cleaned, so the operator always is breathing fresh air. Job sites can be very dirty. There's a lot of motors running. This allows the operator to breathe clean air. Lastly, there's 2 certifications on the cab, ROPS and FOPS. ROPS is rollover protection. FOPS is falling object protection. These are certifications. So with that said, we can probably start doing a bit of a demo. But prior to that, if anyone has any questions, you can ask them now. While I'm doing the demo, I have my mic. You'll be able to hear me perfectly. Thing about the positive pressure cab, it's really, really silent. So the decibels your operators hearing or not hearing is another fantastic feature. So.
Awesome. Thanks, Tom. And while we cut to commercial break, please stay tuned and watch the commercial. Some lovely information from our owner and CEO, Cliff Olson, about innovation and our partnership with Viking and Highways England. So please watch that as we're getting ready for the demo. We'll be back shortly. Thanks again for watching.
The development of the Viking was different in the sense that Highways England came to us and said, this is what we need. And they offered to pay half of the development costs. It was an interesting challenge because our scraper technology was what they were looking for. But it was for a different application, which we had never done before. So it took us a while. Product development is never easy. And we finally got the product to the point where they just love it. And they're very excited about it. It's a great product. I'm very proud of our engineering staff. They did a remarkable job in a tight time frame during the pandemic. I mean, remarkable, absolutely remarkable.
All right, welcome back. As you see, we've moved the Viking into position. There again, the rubber membranes in front of us. We'll spend a few times. I'm gonna go back and forth. I'll call out what I'm doing. You always have to adjust the blade height pitch, all of that. But as of right now, I feel like I'm ready for my first pass. Like I mentioned, this window down and up. I know I have a seam up here, so we're going to just start taking up the membrane. See, I've caught that seam, so I'm okay with that. I'm going to just kind of go over it, make sure I clear it. I've cleared, continue in my work. I'm gonna go back. I'm always looking at my rear view camera to get ready for my next pass. So that time when I went over the seam, I went at an angle so the front edge of the blade would roll over it easier. Allows me not to lift and really slow down. And of course, you're probably hearing the backup beeper, also critical for safety. And please keep in mind, reach out to a national employee and if you have any questions while we're doing this demo. In this pass, I'm just going to keep the blade down as I'm going back and forth. It causes probably a little bit more wear and tear on the blade, but allows for a quicker use. And I am removing product at a bit slower speed, so you can keep a good eye on that. So we can just keep making our passes. Again, I get over that seam. Always looking at my rear view screen. Here comes that seam. Cleared it. So we keep going. And there's the Viking. Okay, the question was cutting heads, width of blades, and in particular, in demos, it seems like we're always using a single narrower blade. Really, the quick answer to that is during demos, we have very minimal area to take up. I did use 2 blades yesterday, and I took up a lot. On the job sites, you could use 1 cutting head, 2 cutting heads, or 3. Every job varies, so once you're on the job site, you've kind of got to measure that. What am I capable of using? The Viking will be able to go through just about any material. I haven't seen anything it wouldn't take up. But in this case right now, I've used a 12-inch blade holder. My apologies, I'm not breaking down the, how much? 30 centimeters. My blade is about the same width. It looks a little wider with the wings. We have blades up to 19.5 inches, so 45 centimeters. So that's the reason. Great question. And I hope I answered that okay. Any other questions? No?
Okay. So our next session is in 45 minutes. There aren't any questions, or if there's anything else anybody would like to see, chime in. We have a little bit of time before our next session, so give it a couple minutes, let people chime in if there's anything else they want to take a look at. No? Nothing happening? Okay, we'll give it another minute, and then next session's in 45 minutes. It'll be shot blasting with Dave Bingham, I believe. So. All right, I'm going to talk about how much. Question is from T.O. at Overmont. How much noise does the Viking make? Yeah. Decibels wise?
Decibels, I'm. Look at the brochure. Yeah, decibels, I'm.
I think they're asking because they can't hear through the microphone. What kind of motor is inside? Also
What kind of motor? Yeah. 49.5 horsepower turbo diesel by Kubota. You couldn't hear the motor running probably when I was on the inside. That is due to the cab, the structure of the cab. If I were to shut this door, I would really struggle talking to Jake. I would almost have to, I wouldn't have to, I'd almost be screaming for him to hear me. I barely hear the motor when I'm at full RPMs inside. Teo, if we can't get you the answer on the decibels, we will very shortly. I don't want to.
Yeah, we'll take that as an action item and follow back up. We'll take a few different RPM levels and check the decibels, and we'll send that out to you. So great question.
Do it at idle, mid-range, and full RPM.
Sure.
We'll cut to a commercial and get that set up and come back.
Perfect. So we had a great request to see one of our other scraper machines in action. So we're going to jump to the 5280 on carpet. So we're going to cut to commercial for a couple minutes, get that machine set up. We'll be right back, and we'll do that demonstration. So thanks for asking. That's great. Lovely to do it. So hang tight for just a couple minutes. We'll be right back. And we're back. Daniel, thank you for requesting the 5280 demonstration. That's great. We're always excited to show you more pieces of equipment. So Tom's going to go over the machine, some features, benefits, problems that it solves, and then we're going to tear up this nasty brown carpet beneath us. So enjoy the demonstration. Again, enter any questions that you have. Happy to answer them. And thanks again for viewing.
Daniel,
Take it away, Tom.
thank you. Great question. The 5280 is hydraulically driven in the forward direction only. It's a lighter machine of our walk-behinds, so it's easy to pull back and start your next pass or your next run at removal. Today we have an 8-inch blade on there with 90-degree wings, self-dicing blade, if you will. We have these in 6-inch, 8-inch, 10-inch, 12-inch. We have it in 27-inch, probably for a rider. Would never use it on that. Just that we have many, many options with 90 degrees, 45 degrees, so many options. You'll notice when running these, I'm still going to be able to talk to you. Yes, the machine makes some noise, but you'll be able to hear me just fine. There's no harmful noise coming out of this. I don't have ear protection on or in. I don't need it for this. So with that, I'll turn it on, make a few passes, let you see it. Again, I'm using an 8-inch, 90-degree self-scoring blade. When removing carpet too, this machine is variable speed, so I'm going to start slow, allowing the 5280. You'll see the front blade looks like it's vibrating. What it's doing is going in a circle. I'm being dramatic here, but that is the motion. So it looks like it's shaking, and that helps the slicing of the carpet. Here we go. Daniel, I hope that was okay. If you have any other questions, we're not going to shut down right away, but any questions about our walk behinds? Any further questions on Viking? Okay. Yeah. The question is, can the 5280, can we adjust the blade angle? A couple things we can do. There's an attachment that fits on the front of this that makes it a swivel head. It's probably not going to change the blade pitch much, but what we do have is what's called an increased angle blade. So instead of just a flat blade, there's a bend in it, and that will help that. Here's the cutting head. This is part number 6280505, but you mount This here this would go right into place there. And you can see by mounting that, you're going to get a more increased angle, which could be very effective as well. The swivel action keeps the blade in the work. So if you have any debris under one of your wheels, the back end may rock up, but again, this will stay flat into the work. So thank you, that was a fantastic question.
With that, Tom, are there machines that we can make more dramatic increases to the angle, like the Gladiator, right? There's different attachments for that too. Not to bring in another machine, but
no,
if we're talking
and
angles,
that's important to talk about. We're showing the 5280 as it's shown here in the demo, has a fixed blade. If the machine rocks up, the blade rocks up. With that cutting head, the 6280 505, that blade would stay flat. On the 6280 HD Gladiator, that comes with two different cutting heads, one more flat for hard goods and a steeper angled for soft goods, carpet, vinyl composite tile, and just general glue removal.
Can you talk through the controls on the handle, specifically the second knob on the handle? When you're moving that forward while you're doing it.
The control of the 5280, the two handles are stationary. There is no adjustability of this handle as you see it. It's straight up for the most part. To make it go forward, this lever here, I just push down, and that drives it again in the forward direction only, bringing it back. I roll it back, not very hard at all, very easy. The two knobs here, one is a valve, the other one does move. So if I want to gain more speed, I can go counterclockwise, slow it down, I want to go clockwise. Again, when I did this, I always start slow and pick up my speed as I'm, if I have that ability to cut it at a faster speed, which is always good, of course.
and the sticker on there. I'm sorry, I interrupted you, but the sticker on there, you got the rabbit and the turtle, right? Tortoise and the hare.
Yes.
So the point of that is that it's supposed to be intuitive with all languages, right? So we're thinking globally with this machine.
We are thinking globally. You got the tortoise, that's clockwise.
So slower.
Slow.
Tortoise is slow.
Yes, like me. To make it a faster machine, let's twist it to the rabbit.
There you go.
There is on the 5280 a removal saddle weight. The two hoops up here, you can use them as lifting units to bring it up on a bench into a vehicle. If you have to crane it up, these are absolutely strong enough to do so. Inside this, it's protected as my on and off switch button, bright red, it lights up. The casing around it, just so you don't bump it in operation and shut it off.
He wants to specifically know about this button underneath the speed control. What is it? Why is it there?
Dave, help me out on that. Okay. So
Hydraulic bleed off, yeah.
underneath the speed control, it's like a large bolt. All it is a bleed off valve for the hydraulics. So if there's air in the line, you can open that up and it bleeds it off. It's not anything you're going to be adjusting. I can't. You're going to need a wrench on that.
Yeah, it's fixed. It's not going anywhere
Yeah, but
unless you
it's
make
tied,
it go somewhere.
Yes, it's tied into our hydraulic system on this. If we want, do we want to cut away or? Okay. Okay.
Chat stays open, the video feed stays open, and you can just announce it like that. Show open
Okay.
running, you can chat in if you need.
Perfect. Thank you, Con. We're going to keep the show open. The camera will be on. This allows you to get with Twan, Claude, or Nick with questions. I understand it takes a little bit, and we're experiencing about a 30-second delay, so what you're hearing now is said just a little bit ago. So we'll keep it open, and
Yeah, Yeah.
we can keep doing some other things if you'd like.
Yeah, we'll keep it open as we're getting ready for the next session, which is half hour shot blasters with Mr. Dave Bingham. So Dave is roughly 30 to 40 years plus in the shot blasting and service prep world, so probably won't find a more knowledgeable individual out there as it pertains to shot blasting in particular and most of our equipment line. So should be a really fun session. Looking forward to that one. So stay tuned, and we'll be back shortly.
Thank
Thanks.
you. It's a pleasure. We'll talk soon.